Welcome to the second episode. I was going to say another episode. This is the second. The first episode was great. This is Nerd Out because the lovely and talented Lauren, who is 1,179 miles to my west, didn't have as much to do. So we decided to do another podcast. This one is called, again, this one's called Nerd Out. And today I asked Lauren to go, what are we going to do? What movie? Last time it was Wreck-It Ralph, which I hadn't seen in forever, so you made me go see it. This one you said The Great Mouse Detective. And I love the setup you've got. It's just spot on.
One must need to think.
I love it. You have been waiting to do this one for a while, haven't you?
Oh yeah, and I've got a cosplay coming up as well on my nerdy page on Instagram, so I'm really excited about that. Thus the outfit, but
But you don't walk around with mouse ears on all the time.
not every day, but one does what is best for themselves.
One does what one must do, right?
Exactly. But
Now,
no, I love this movie, so it's
why do
cool.
you love this movie so? And I've seen it a couple times, and I rewatched it today. You rewatched it again today as well. Why do you love it so?
I was introduced to it when I was a kid. That I think, like, what you could call me early on in life. Like I was a Disney girl. So like I watched, like Rescues from Down Under, under I was I'm sorry. I apologize. That's not a movie.
Oh, and guess what? I'm going to leave that one in too. That one is going to be the
Oh,
blooper reel at the end of the year.
oh,
Rescues from down underwear.
underwear. Like we don't need to go there.
Wow,
But not like aristocrats
that
and
was a brief thing. That was the no.
you need to stop. I'm trying to... That was embarrassing. Okay, moving on. My point is that I was introduced to like older movies, like older Disney movies and stuff when I was growing up. So it wasn't just like the newer ones. It was like, oh, here are the classics and stuff like that. And this one was one of my absolute favorites. And I feel like in addition to Harry Potter, this was one of the bits of media that kind of got me fascinated with like the UK and stuff like that and like falling in love with like the accent and the way that a word is spoken differently and all kinds of stuff and that's just one element of it but it's just so well done and I'm looking at my list here
You've got the physical media too. I'm sure you do because you own the physical media of like every great
oh,
movie that you love.
of course.
Of course. See, I knew it.
Oh, Pairs with the mouse ears.
It does. And the pipe.
I know.
Now, see, that's the picture right there. That needs to be on the cosplay, and it will be.
It will be for sure. You can guarantee it. But yeah. But no, I love it so much because again, like I said, I've just been fascinated with the UK ever since I was very little. And then getting to like I love Sherlock Holmes, like that's another one where I've mentioned in previous um podcasts where like my dad's introduced me to certain things. Dad introduced me to Sherlock Holmes. And so then when I watched Grey Mouse Detective, I was just like, this is Sherlock Holmes. And he's like, oh yeah, like that's the entire point. And I'm just like, and so like, I get all excited about it. And then you can see like the nods, like you were mentioning earlier. Um, and then it's like Watson versus Dawson. And like I thought it was cool that Basil, ooh, my mouse ears are falling off. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
oh no!
oh no.
No, don't
But
let the bastards fall off, please. No, no, no.
wow, that no. Okay.
You weren't ready for that, were you? Did I break your
Not.
concentration?
You did. That was wow. That was a choice that you made. Oh,
That's Gizmo from Gremlin.
oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, I love Gizmo. Hmm. Protect the child at all costs.
Exactly.
But I love Basil, and I thought that, Vincent Prince.
Price.
Oh, I wrote it wrong. Sorry. Yes, Price. For Radigan was very well
Perfect.
done.
Right
And
spot on. Vincent Price is a legend of horror movies. Um,
absolutely. And that's
House
what
on
I
the
feel bad
original House on Haunted Hill he was on. He actually did the narration for Michael Jackson's Thriller video.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what I was trying to say is that I feel bad that I wrote it wrong because yeah, I recognize him, I know him and multiple things, and you're right that he has definitely got a great name, especially in horror. But yeah,
Oh yes, great voice. I mean, the voice alone is something else. The Pit, the Pendulum. He did a lot of stuff that I mean, when you look at it, you go, "That's Vincent Price," and the voice is just something else. And when I watched it again today, I'd forgotten, and I'm watching, Radigan. I'm like, wait, that voice, I know it, and I have to rewind it. Like I know the voice, and then it comes to you.
well, like the dark chuckle that he does. I love that. He's like,
Yeah.
and
Mm. Yes,
you're just like, ooh, I'm uncomfortable. He's gonna hurt me.
I'm not a rat.
It's like, don't you say it, you're a rat. Ah! So well done. I love it. I love it. And it's like, Flabersham, I'm afraid you've gone and upset me. I love it. I love it so much. So it's so good. Um, yeah. As always, we could talk forever about this,
And
but
we will. And we will. I think one of the cool things is that all through the movie, Basil will never get her name right, Olivia's name right.
Miss Flangerhanger, Flaversham, Olivia Flaversham.
And at the end, she doesn't even try to correct.
They all are just like, or whatever, is what he says. I love the part that like hit Basil's first introduction when he comes in as like this like fat Chinese like mouse. And then he's like and then like, thunder goes off behind him and then everyone's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, oh, like, sorry to, yeah, I'm actually Basil Bickerstream, my good fellow. And then he goes, Capuccio. And like, I love that scene. And then everyone's like, what the heck's going on? Oh my gosh. I love the part where he tests the bullet on the pillows and then
Mhm.
his like assistant comes in, she's like, my good pillows. Like, Mr. Basil! And he like pops up like, shit, I'm in trouble. I love
Now,
it.
now you saw that before you watched Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I watched it and then I read the like Sherlock Holmes books. I haven't read them all. There's a lot, but and then I was like, hey, like this sounds familiar. And then it made me love uh Great Mouse Detective all the more. And then like I said, like my dad, like with his influence, so it was a
Mhm.
combination of that kind of thing. But yeah, like that was my first introduction to like, Sherlock Holmes, even though it wasn't actually Sherlock Holmes, but you know what I mean.
Now there's a set of books for this as well.
Yeah, yeah. There,
Sorry, your concentration get broken there again.
well, there was someone else's fault of that. But yeah, I recently found that out and I purchased the books. I haven't read it yet.
Oh,
But
yeah, you've
a
purchased the
segment
books, so can I borrow them?
after I read them,
So
I'd
I'm not
have
allowed to touch them. Is that how the rules go? You can't touch them until you're done with them?
a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Okay, gotcha. I understand that. And that's exactly how it should be. Are you excited about reading those books now?
Yeah, and they're just like I've got a little booklet. They're kind of a little bit thicker than this, you know?
Mhm.
So like they're like small, but it's like a series of four or five. And I'm just really curious. I'm expecting them to have illustrations as well, so I'm just really interested in getting back into falling in love with this movie, which I loved as a kid. And then um, what I was going to say is that I earlier this year I subscribed to Disney Plus finally, and then it was a movie where it's just like, oh my God, like I forgot about this movie. Like I just threw it on, and then I was immediately like this the entire time. Like, so yeah, no, and I've watched it multiple times just this year, and so it's been lovely revisiting. And I think I shared with you um, my little tidbit about the um, actor that voiced the dad that got abducted towards the beginning.
Hmm.
He also played Scrooge and like the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol, which is another one, is another childhood like
We'll have
watched
to do that
every
one around Christmas time. How's that?
yeah, I still watch it every year, so that's another one where we can go all nostalgia on. But yeah, I just like I heard his voice and I was like, I know that voice. And I looked it up. And same with Vincent Price, not Prince. Um, I was just like, I know that voice. And I look it up and I was like, oh my God. I knew you. And
Yeah,
just
that's
like, it's so cool, like old Disney when like voices get reused and stuff like that. I just think that's so cool.
I remember when I saw an interview with the guy who did the voice of Winnie the Pooh, and he also did the voice of Kaa, the snake in Jungle Book. He did not
Yeah.
want to do Winnie the Pooh afterwards because he says, I don't want people to associate me as Kaa as Winnie the Pooh, the very lovable bear. And Walt basically says, don't worry about it, they won't know. And people didn't really know off the bat, but it's interesting that he didn't want to do that.
No, and I can appreciate that, but at the same time, I find that so impressive when a voice actor can do different voices where it's like that sounds familiar, but I'm not really sure. And then you look it up and it's like, holy shit, it's that person. Like I had no really idea. Like, uh, are you familiar with Alan Tudyk?
Oh, yes.
I love him so much, like the range. Like that's what I'm trying to say, where it's like when you can be a character, do something different, and then someone has to kind of remind themselves, like, wait, who did this? It's like, oh my God, it's this person. I love that person. Like that impresses me more than it being like, oh, well he played a scary snake. Like I don't like trust him as Pooh Bear anymore. It's more like, oh my God, like the range. That's so cool. So I love that. So
You know, Alan Tudyk was the robot in iRobot.
yep. Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. I was going to try to throw one off on you, but you know what? You are analyzing horror, Lauren. You know it. I tried to get one past you. It didn't work. However, I did have one this morning or this afternoon that you weren't ready for. And that is during the scene when Basil gets the dog, Toby. And there's a shadow, and the shadow is Sherlock Holmes talking.
Hmm.
That voice was from Basil Rathbone, who played Sherlock Holmes in 1960s. They
Hmm.
took a segment of that voice of that show that he had done and used that for the movie 20 years after he had died, or actually 17 years after he had died. That is something that is really cool.
No, that is incredibly cool. I when you were first trying to tell me about it, I thought you were trying to question. It's like, oh, did you watch the movie? Like you didn't notice that they're in the background. I'm just like, who do you think you're talking to? I've been watching this movie. But then you're like, no, like, and then you explained yourself. Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually didn't know that. Okay. I I stand humbled over here.
I
But
love to when stuff some of that stuff comes up. I love that because they don't tell about it. It's nothing that's thrown out there going, oh, we use, Basil Rathbone's voice 17 years after the guy had died in the movie.
But
Um,
then they use Basil as the
Main character.
Sherlock name, and
Hmm.
I'm sure that's a nod towards that
It
as
is.
well.
Yes, it is. So, but I wonder how many people who have watched that know. why and who and the backstory. I bet you 95% of people don't know it.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I'm sure you're right. I mean, even as someone that loves it and loves Sherlock Holmes, like I didn't actually fully know that myself. So, but that's such a cool like little nod. And I think that that's lovely and it makes so much more sense why his name is like Basil, not like kind of like Dawson, Watson, like Basil is obviously very different to Sherlock, so it makes sense why they're trying to do that. So I think that's really cool.
It is. It was cool. The movie is 39 years old this year. Next year it's its 40th birthday.
Oh my gosh. I feel so old.
Next year we'll have to celebrate. We'll have to do a 40th birthday party for it. What do you think?
Yeah,
With a
absolutely.
cake.
Ooh, okay. I'm a baker. So I can do a little bit of something for this. I try not to overtake this, but I freaking love this movie
Do
so
it.
much.
Do it. This is yours. Tell me.
I love the animation,
It is cool.
the facial expressions. We talked about the voice acting. I think everyone was perfection.
Hmm.
I love the way that the story starts off slow with like you're following Dawson at first, and then the whole scene with Olivia is like, Father, Father, where are you? Her accent is so cute. But then like there's also like the soundtrack at the very beginning. It's like do 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 do. Like I just love it.
Well, Henry Mancini did the soundtrack. He's a very accomplished artist, kind of like John Williams is to Steven Spielberg. Henry Mancini is a very good composer, conductor.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's very well done, and it like I could again, you know me, I have my headphones on, I'm doing dishes, and I'm just like doing one of these while I'm doing the dishes, and that's one of them where I just get really all like. And but yeah, and then the introduction to Basil was such a great one. And um yeah, it's like the big bad and all of that. And like I think he's the only one that has like a song sequence, right?
Right again?
Hmm.
Hmm. Yes, he did. You know what was kind of weird is that even though it's a Disney, there's a little mouse that gets eaten by a cat.
Yeah.
Even though they don't show it, it's implied or inferred actually that it was swallowed whole. And then Radigan's kind of like, and you guys better toe the line or it's going to happen to you too.
Oh yeah. And that I think that's one of the morbidly devious things that I love about this movie where Radigan's just like, you know what happens when you upset me, and he's like ring bell. And you're just like, oh no.
For a kid, that must make Radigan even more evil and scary to see that
Yeah.
he would let a poor mouse get eaten by a cat.
Oh, yeah. Especially if their ears fall off. Let's not do that. Um, but yeah, I definitely agree. One of the things that I found profound when I was younger, first watching this movie, it was that what you were just describing, but in addition, it was the way that it was like again, like how Vincent Price performed the voice acting, where it was just like again, like what I was saying earlier, it's like, oh, Bartholomew, I'm afraid you've gone and upset me. And it's like, oh God, we don't want to upset him. Oh no.
Exactly,
There's
exactly.
no anger. It's just like the calm, like, you're gonna die now. Sorry about that. It's like, oh no. It's only in the third act whenever like oh no, his radism,
Ratted him?
I created a new word.
Okay,
Um,
Shakespeare.
but he finally like goes full rat, and like that's like even scarier, but even beforehand, like his like distinguished murderous behavior was still there. So, you always were scared of him, but in the third act, like when he actually goes full rat, like it's just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
The cat. Now I'm a cat owner. You obviously had Crookie, you were a cat owner. The
hmm
cat was kind of cute. You have to admit that.
She's a chunky lass.
She's a chunky lass, but and then at the end she meets her demise too.
But she was a little twat, let's be honest.
At the end she's kind of like, I just escaped you,
I
nanny
know.
nanny boo boo. I know.
I bested the system and then she gets throttled.
And then obviously Toby he's just a big old bloodhound at heart.
Oh, it's so cute whenever they go to that like the hole in the wall kind of bar thing, and they keep being like, Toby, stay, and he just sits there. He's like, okay, I'll stay, and they're like, it's so cute. He just obediently just sits there. I'm like, oh, protect the child.
Oh, I love it when she's like, "Do you want a crumpet?" The thing's about this big to him. He
And
drops it up, and then
almost
Basil,
licks her and the crumpet up.
yeah, and then turns around and she's giving belly rubs, and he's kind of like, "Oh, we need to get moving on this."
And he like stomps, he's like, Toby. And he's like, oh, sorry, we're on the job. Okay.
It was a great movie, and it's one that you watch again and again and again, right?
Oh yeah. And like I said, I feel like it's been years, but growing up, this was one of those Disney movies that it's like, what do you want on? Like, I'm not sure. So this would be like the automatic choice. And I just, oh, did something fall? Probably. Anyway, but
Thor
yeah,
did something, didn't he?
I think my stomping trying to demi describe. Anyway, regardless, this this is a very special movie to me because I just, again, with my dad introducing me to Sherlock Holmes and then just really loving the the movie and then revisiting it. And I've mentioned before that I'm currently going through what I call my nostalgia era, where I'm going through movies that I loved, but it's been a minute, and then it's like I fall back in love with it and all that kinds of stuff. And again, like I said, like the animation, the voice acting, the storyline, and just like I love. You probably have it up. Can you remind me what year this came out?
Yeah, well, it's 39 years ago, 86.
Okay. Yeah, so my point in that is that it's like an older Disney movie, and I feel like it's more fast paced. I feel like they got like good voice actors, and they really try to tell a good story instead of focusing and not trying to be political, but it's like there's no message. Like they're just trying to tell like a good story. And that's one of the reasons why I like going back to like I'm a 90s girl. And then also like 80s, 70s, even back prior, like those kind of movies, like they were just telling a story. There was no like alternative um vocation. So
It's a good thing
this
you like older things.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, good thing for Gray Mouse Detective, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
hmm
Um, yeah, like you said, it's the basic Disney where something bad happens, go rescue. There's the villain is going to take the upper hand, and then the good guy wins at the end, and everyone lives happily ever after.
Well, I love that arc. And that's just like we've been talking about like story writing and stuff where it's like it's not I need to, and again, I'm not trying to be political, but it's like I need to tell a message. It's like it's just it's this, you go upwards and then something happens and then there's an arc and then like something happens again and then you kind of go down and then you get to the end. And I think that that is when a good story is told instead of it being live action reanimated or or like being retold to say something when the story asks for it to not do that specifically. And um I don't know. And that's why I feel like it's important to, like, for me at least, to do the nostalgia era kind of thing where it's like you go back to your roots, where you remind yourself like I've rewatched so many Disney movies lately, Pixar as well. I just watched Bugs Life 2 days ago, and it reminded me of the time when I first watched Bugs Life. I was like in middle school and I was still doing recess, and I would be out like on the grass like at recess and look down and see ants and be like, "Don't worry, little guys, I'm not gonna hurt you." I'm on I'm not pro cricket. I'm on your side.
Actually,
So,
we had mentioned Bug's Life in V for Vendetta.
yeah, we did. But it's justified too because it's like, I love that concept where it's like when they realize it's like actually like there are more of us than you. Actually, we could take you on a little bit better than you could. And they're just like, "Oh shit."
Well, I mean, like I said, this is the Disney where you don't have to worry about who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. You know who the good guy is right off the bat.
Mhm.
And, a lot of times he's a bumbling guy who always falls in and makes the right choices. And you know who the villain is right off the bat. And there's always going to be some little damsel in distress that's helped me or helped my father. Or and that's why Disney's so good because it makes you feel good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I it's funny that you say that because I actually, if you'll indulge me, I have some movies where it's just like I love this movie, but I need to be prepared to cry. Like, 'cause I need to be in that mood where it's like, okay,
Okay.
I will cry, but let's prepare ourselves for this. Or there are the ones that are just like funsies. And there are even ones where it's like it's mostly funsies, but then I occasionally do this.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. We talked about that yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah. So okay, there's okay, the one that's an easy like no crying happening is Emperor's New Groove
hmm
for
Well, you
sure.
watched that the other day.
Love that movie so much. Makes me laugh every single time. There are movies like Wreck-It Ralph. The they That's one where like it's almost all like happiness, and then there are like two parts of the movie where I do like one of these, but I don't actually bawl my eyes out. But Lilo and Stitch, I will bawl my eyes out for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because the third act, I swear to God. Like and then the first Toy Story, I'm fine. It's just fun watching. The second one with Jesse's song, cry my eyes out on that one. And then the third one with the furnace.
Well, remember Big Bang. You were crying. They were holding hands.
I'm on Leonard's side. I'm not usually on Leonard's side, but I'm on his side on that one.
See, we have to have a Big Bang. If we're doing the nerd out, we have to have at least one Big Bang reference in here.
Oh yeah. No, we should do like an episode where we talk about like a chunk of the show or something like that. Like what are your favorite seasons and why and stuff like that.
For people who don't know, we have pre and post podcast phone calls. We go over everything. We probably don't have a call where we do not have at least 3 or 4 Big Bang references.
Mhm. Yep. We're big dorks.
Well, speak for yourself. I'm an athlete. I'm a jock. Come on.
Okay.
Remember, I'm 6'4".
Oh, really? I thought you said that you were 5'2". I didn't remember that. So that's interesting.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now, did they come out with any kind of follow-up to this movie?
Mm-mm.
Do you think they should? Or this is a standalone?
No, I think that I mean, this is one of the great things about the older Disney movies too, right?
Yes,
Where they just left it alone.
I
Like
agree.
just the one, and it's amazing. And they didn't feel the need to do a sequel. For example, I love Mulan. Like Mulan 2, that was like straight to DVD or whatever.
Hmm.
And was it bad? No. Was it as good as the OG? No. So, sorry, rephrase. Was it as good as the OG? No.
Right.
I felt like it didn't need it, is what I'm trying to
Hmm.
say. So I feel like um the earlier on um Disney movies, like letting them just be the one and only, I think is perfectly reasonable. I don't like it's complicated because I feel like in the 2000s, part of it was kind of like make money, but also it was oh, people are asking for it. And
Hmm.
now to me, it feels like it's just literally make money. And it's like who cares if people want it or not? We're gonna like shove them down their throats kind of thing. But back in these days, it was just like tell a great story. It was based off of a book. Like, and you brought up that great mention about the Sherlock Holmes voice and everything like that. Like, let that just speak for itself. And I mean, it clearly does. Like, I um have revisited it. I own it physically, watch it repeatedly on Disney Plus. Like it doesn't need a sequel. Like it's right there and that's all I want. So,
And that's how it should be. Like you said, there's certain things that they don't need to have sequels to. Obviously, you're a big fan of the UK, and it hit home, with Big Ben and London Bridge and Buckingham Palace and all that.
right.
You probably ate that up, didn't you? And still do today.
I mean, like location wise, I mean, I remember the first time that I visited London and I was this stupid girl looking at Big Bang and kind of like crying, being just like, I can't believe that I actually was seeing this. Like, but I've always been like, I feel like it's this movie, my dad introducing me to Sherlock Holmes and then Harry Potter and stuff like that. Like, it just introduced me to everything else, fell in love with the Beatles, like all that kinds of stuff. So and then the way that di different different way of spelling, different way of pronunciation, all that kinds of stuff. And like castle ruins just are like hanging out over there while you're walking to your coffee job. And it's just like I'm walking past cows and like it's very different. Anyway, I just found it so very interesting, and I feel like I can attribute part of my fascination to the country, to this movie because the the accents, the way that they speak, the way that they conduct themselves, like I don't know, it speaks to me. And so it also made me, in addition to Harry Potter, go after other books and stuff like that. I mean, I was really young when I first was introduced to this. And not necessarily like British, but that also wanted me to go after the classics, like Bram Stoker's Dracula and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and stuff like that. So it was just like it kind of like nudged me towards like
The dark
uh,
side.
yeah, like the more like the classics and stuff like that. Like, oh, I actually will never forget there was one time I was like at a dentist's office and the dentist asked my mom because I was still kind of young and I was carrying Treasure Island.
Robert Louis Stevenson, great book.
Uh-huh. And he instead of talking to me, he turned to my mom and he was like, "Is that for school?" And she's like, "No, that's just for fun."
Last thing I'm going to ask before we wrap it up is that you obviously this is a big thing on Sherlock Holmes. Do you like the Sherlock Holmes like with the Robert Downey Jr. or even the older one with Basil Rathbone? Do you like the non-animated Sherlock Holmes?
The Robert Downey Jr. one, yes, for sure. I do actually. I'm a bit I have some qualms about the second one, but like the first Robert Downing Jr. one, I think it's really good. I love that opening where he like slowly explains to you like what's happening, what he's
Mhm.
about to
In the
do.
fight?
Yeah, and I thought Jude Law was good as Watson. So
Yes, yes. Well, how can people find you? You're a witch.
yeah. Yeah, this is the nerdy podcast. So definitely find me on You're a Witch Lauren on Instagram. But outside of that, I also am analyzing horror basically across all platforms. It's with an S instead of a Z.
It's
Um,
the UK version of it, right?
the UK
You need the
version.
pipe. You need the pipe to say that, though.
You must have the UK version spelling, mustn't you?
Oh, that's perfect.
But yes, but yeah, Instagram, Letterbox, what Twitter. I'm even on Goodreads, with that if you're a book reader. So yeah, but uh, pretty much outside of Your Witch Lauren on Instagram, everything else you can find me as analyzing horror with an S.
Yes, and you can find the podcast here, Nerd Out, which is the brand new one. We've done 2 episodes. We'll do a bunch more because, like I said, you don't have enough on your plate. You need to have more to do. I know, I roll. But it's going to be on SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio. It's going to be on everything that you'll be able to look at, and also at VFTB Radio, VFTBradio.com. You can find it along with Analyzing Horror, the podcast that we do as well. But after that, we're going to wrap this one up. Lauren, it's been a great, longer one than we usually do, but I knew it would be after what we were going to be. I knew we were going to talk about this. It was not going to be a 20-minute podcast. It was going to be the good one.
Yeah, we could talk m more about it. I love this movie, so you need to shut me up at a certain point.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. This is Joel Wilson. I will see you on the other side.